You know that feeling, right? That kind of familiar tug.
Yeah.
Maybe a tightness in your chest when another email notification pops up.
Or another meeting invite lands in your calendar.
Exactly. Or you hear that phrase, hey, could you just quickly, and you nod, you automatically say yes, even when like every part of you is just screaming, no, pause, I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, you're stretched thin again.
Mm-hmm.
Really thin, like you're running on fumes, constantly playing catch up.
And it's not just being physically tired, is it? It's this deeper thing, this mental, emotional weariness that just kind of settles in.
Yeah, it's this heavy ache.
It's so incredibly common for so many people. It's not just, a rough week. It becomes this chronic state of feeling, overwhelmed. Like you're treading water and can't quite catch your breath.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we wanted to do this deep dive today. This one is for you, listening right now, who might feel really stuck in that relentless cycle. Overcommitment. So our mission here is to unpack what that actually looks like day to day. But also, why do we fall into that trap? What are the hidden costs? And crucially, how can you start to reclaim your peace, your health, your sanity, really by learning the art of saying no?
It's about peeling back those layers, understanding what's going on underneath, and then giving you some real practical strategies to take back control, genuinely.
Okay, let's really dig into this because we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
You find yourself saying yes to maybe unreasonable demands at work, or, I don't know, buying something you didn't even want because you felt awkward saying no to the salesperson.
Oh, definitely. Or dragging yourself to social things that you know are just going to drain you completely.
Right. And all of this, it comes at a direct cost. Your own well-being pays the price. It feels like there's this quiet yes epidemic happening.
That really captures it. And these behaviors, they're often the hallmarks of what we call a people pleaser. Now, this isn't just someone who's, friendly or helpful. Those are great traits. But a people pleaser, they habitually put other people's needs way ahead of their own. They find it really hard to advocate for themselves.
So it becomes a pattern.
Exactly. It leads to this routine of self-neglect, even self-sacrifice. And sometimes from the outside, it might even look like they don't have clear principles or boundaries just because they agree so much.
Wow. So being too nice actually has a kind of dark side.
Yeah.
Our research for this dive really highlighted that it goes deeper than just politeness. There's this psychological link to something called sociotropy traits. What's actually going on there?
Yeah, that's fascinating. So sociotropy basically describes this personality tendency where your self-worth, your sense of security, it's really heavily tied to getting approval from others. Maintaining smooth relationships becomes paramount.
So your identity almost depends on pleasing people.
Pretty much, yeah. Your identity gets wrapped up in it. And this constant need to appease, this deep fear of disapproval, it takes a huge toll. It leads to a lot of stress, profound emotional exhaustion.
I can imagine.
And in more extreme situations, this pattern can even be a symptom of underlying things like anxiety, depression, or certain personality disorders, which just shows how deep-rooted and impactful it can really be.
That sounds like such a heavy weight to carry. I bet a lot of listeners are thinking, does that sound like me? We pulled together 8 common traits you often see. Maybe as I list them, you can mentally check off how many feel familiar.
Okay.
1, you find it really genuinely hard to say no. 2, you often put others' thoughts and feelings ahead of your own, prioritize them.
Right.
3, you worry that voicing a different opinion might actually offend someone.
Yeah, that fear of conflict.
4, even if you strongly disagree, you've pretended to agree just to keep the peace.
Been there.
5, you're super sensitive to how others react, always kind of scanning for approval.
Hyper aware.
6, you really crave that approval, that likability, and you often try to get it specifically by agreeing with people. 7, you apologize. A lot. Even when it's probably not necessary.
The unnecessary.
And 8, you tend to blame yourself, even for stuff that's way outside your control.
Okay. If you nodded along to several of those, that's a pretty strong signal.
Right.
Now, the deeper question we looked into is why? Why do we become people pleasers?
Yeah, what drives it?
Well, one major factor our sources point to is low self-esteem. And it's not just feeling bad about yourself. It's that for many people, these acts of giving, of pleasing others, they become the main source, sometimes the only source of their feeling of value and identity.
So it's less about truly wanting to help and more about needing that validation from helping.
That's a really key distinction, yes. Another big reason is a lack of inner security. Seeking that pleasure from other people's approval, their praise, it often acts like a coping mechanism. It kind of soothes that inner turmoil, helps avoid negative reactions they fear.
So it feels safer in a way.
Exactly. Even though it's rooted in anxiety, the repeated behavior becomes this predictable habit. It feels comfortable, even if it's ultimately not serving them well.
And I guess past negative experiences would definitely play into that too. Like if you went through bullying maybe or dealt with a really difficult boss.
Oh, absolutely. You might subconsciously try everything to avoid repeating those kinds of painful situations by just becoming overly accommodating. It's a protective mechanism that backfires.
Makes sense.
And finally, and this is a big one, the influence of your family growing up. Imagine if love or recognition felt, well, conditional, like maybe you only got praise for getting top grades or for always being the good kid who never made waves.
Performance-based love.
Right. It subtly teaches you that love and approval aren't free. They have to be earned constantly, that your worth depends on your performance, on pleasing others. This can become this automatic driver for saying yes later in life. It makes setting boundaries incredibly difficult because it feels fundamentally unsafe.
Wow. It's really eye-opening just how deep these patterns can run. But what's really striking is that even though people-pleasing might seem like it creates harmony, it actually comes with this enormous cost. For starters, it just relentlessly erodes your boundaries. Empathy is great, obviously, but always ignoring your own needs. That pushes your personal limits way too far, doesn't it?
Way too far. And this connects directly to a classic psychology thing, the foot in the door effect. It's not just about saying yes more often, it's about how our brains crave consistency.
How does that work?
Well, if you agree to a small request first, you're much, much more likely to agree to a bigger related request later. Your brain wants to stay consistent with that initial yes.
Oh.
So if you never refuse, you can find yourself agreeing to more and more demanding things, almost without limit. It severely impacts your well-being, and it gets harder and harder to backtrack once you've given that first small yes. It creates this spiral.
Which leads right into the negative emotions and burnout, inevitably. If you're constantly neglecting your own needs, that resentment, that frustration, it just builds up. It can lead to depression, irritability.
Definitely. And constantly swallowing your true feelings when you disagree, that's like a ticking time bomb, really. It can lead to sudden emotional outbursts or just complete and utter burnout eventually.
And it must strain your relationships too, right? If you're always hiding what you really think and feel.
Profoundly. Others can't understand the real you if you don't show it. You need self-disclosure, vulnerability for real intimacy. Just blindly complying can actually make people feel your insincerity. They might not know why, but they sense something's off.
So the very thing you're doing to maintain relationships can actually damage them.
Exactly. Genuine connections suffer.
And beyond the emotional stuff, this overcommitment hits your physical health and overall well-being hard. We're talking about general stress symptoms, like being more irritable, sleep getting interrupted, chronic worry.
Yeah, and real physical pain, too. Back pain, neck pain, headaches, stomach issues. It's all connected. It can raise your blood pressure, mess with your appetite, even make you more likely to get sick because your immune system is just constantly stressed.
That's serious.
It really is. All these things, our sources clearly show, they drag down your overall quality of life. They hurt your performance at work. They further strain those relationships we just talked about. And critically, your time is always consumed by other people's agendas.
Right.
Which means you end up neglecting essential self-care. There's just no room left for things that actually nourish you. And that just chips away at your life satisfaction over time.
Okay, so let's say you're listening and you feel like you're buried under this mountain of commitments. You're totally overwhelmed. What can you actually do? Often the first instinct is to reach for a quick fix, like a Band-Aid.
The survival mode kicks in.
Exactly. These short-term strategies can give you some breathing room, but they don't really solve the underlying problem, do they?
No, they're temporary measures.
Like one common thing is just trying to work faster.
Yeah.
Cramming more into days that are already overflowing, trying efficiency hacks.
The Pomodoro technique, maybe?
Yeah, or keeping a list for distracting thoughts, trying to slash perfectionism, automating stuff. These can help you squeeze a bit more out for sure. But let's be real. There's a limit to efficiency, isn't there? You can only go so fast.
Absolutely. You hit a wall eventually.
Then there's prioritizing ruthlessly. This is basically crisis management, right? Constantly putting out fires. You look at everything you have to do and decide what's absolutely critical right now.
Focusing on the urgent.
Right. It's necessary when you're already drowning. It helps you triage. But again, it doesn't actually reduce the total amount on your plate. It's reacting, not preventing.
Still playing defense.
So when those two aren't enough, the next step is often clear communication, realizing you genuinely can't meet a deadline or keep a promise, and then having to renegotiate. Be really honest about what's realistic.
Which is way better than overpromising and underdelivering. That just breaks trust and adds more stress.
Always. And sometimes, honestly, the bravest thing you can do is to cut your losses, to actually quit something. Knowing when to pause or step back completely from a commitment. That's not failure, it's wisdom. It's recognizing your limits to protect yourself.
That's a huge mental shift for many people.
It really is. I remember a few years back, I was completely underwater, trying to build my business, had a newborn baby, freelancing on the side, and I was volunteering as the chairperson for this big women's leadership conference. It was a lot.
Oh, yeah.
After months of just struggling, feeling constantly unwell, I finally decided I had to walk away from the conference role. I quit, and the relief, it was instant. Genuinely, I felt like a happier person overnight. The drama level in my life dropped by like 75%.
That's incredible.
And I got so much time back, I hadn't even realized how much it was draining me physically and mentally. And here's the kicker. Within just a few weeks of quitting, with that new space and energy, I had the clarity to publish the very first episode of this deep dive.
No way. So
Yeah. So if you're holding on to something heavy because you don't want to be labeled a quitter, trust me, you have no idea what amazing things might be waiting on the other side of letting go.
that's a powerful example. And those are crucial survival tactics. But for real, lasting change, we need to look at the long-term strategies. And the first one our research really highlights is powerful. Know your enough number.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It's about getting crystal clear financially, understanding precisely how much money you actually need to cover your bills, meet savings goals, pay down debt, live comfortably, but without constantly pushing for more just for the sake of it.
Because that endless drive for more can totally fuel overcommitment, right?
Totally. It's a huge trap. So this enough number, it gives you a clear, tangible threshold. It gives you permission, basically, to say no to extra work or opportunities once your real needs are met.
That sounds liberating.
It really is. I worked with a fashion influencer. Let's call her Brooke. She was constantly churning out content, totally driven by this fear of not having enough, of missing out. But once we sat down and calculated her actual enough number, she was stunned. She realized she didn't need to work nearly as hard as she thought.
Wow.
This clarity just empowered her. She could confidently say yes to projects that were genuinely fun and creative, and no to the soul-sucking ones she didn't actually need. She got control back, and she started loving her work again.
That's a fantastic story.
Another vital long-term strategy is to set clear personal and professional goals. Think of well-defined goals as your compass. They guide your decisions.
How does that help with saying no?
Because when you align your potential commitments against your long-term goals, it becomes so much easier, almost automatic, to say no to things that just don't serve your bigger picture. If an opportunity doesn't fit your vision, then it's not the right opportunity for you, no matter how appealing it seems on the surface.
That brings real clarity to decision-making.
Okay, and freeing up time. Setting yourself up for effective delegation sounds key too.
Oh, absolutely. It's a game changer. The basic idea is systematically figuring out which tasks someone else could handle so you can free yourself up for the work only you can do.
But delegation can go wrong.
Right. That's why the key word is effective. You need to distinguish between just dumping tasks on someone that hope for the best approach, which leads to frustration, versus providing crystal clear instructions.
So like documenting steps.
Exactly. Maybe screen record a quick video, write down detailed steps, even think about what questions they might have in advance. Yes, it takes effort up front, but that investment saves you from being stuck doing that task forever. It lets you scale.
Makes sense. Invest now, save time later. And you mentioned something earlier, a sneaky cause of overcommitment often being just basic disorganization.
You nailed it. It's surprisingly common. If you don't have a clear central view of everything you've already committed to, it's incredibly easy to underestimate how busy you actually are. And then you say yes too easily.
Precisely. The solution is simple but powerful. Choose a calendar or planning system that works for you. Digital, paper, wall chart, whatever. Google Calendar, a nice planner like Emily Lay's, a big wall calendar.
The tool doesn't matter as much as using it.
Exactly. Pick one and use it consistently. Regularly review it, update it. That gives you the invaluable big picture view. It helps you spot those pressure points, see when you're getting close to overload before it happens.
Okay, let's talk about those two little letters. N-O, saying no. It feels hard, but It isn't selfish, is it?
Not at all. It is absolutely, unequivocally a necessary act for your mental health, your emotional health, even your physical well-being.
It's fundamental.
It really is. Think about boundaries. They aren't walls to keep people out. They're more like protective fences around your emotional, mental, and physical space.
Okay, I like that. Fences, not walls.
Right. They exist to let you prioritize your own needs without feeling like you're responsible for everyone else's happiness or comfort. Setting healthy boundaries helps you protect your time, your energy, safeguard your emotional health.
And it helps with relationships, too.
Definitely. It cultivates much healthier, more authentic relationships. And crucially, it builds genuine self-respect.
That's a really powerful reframe. Saying no to others actually means saying a big yes to yourself.
Exactly. It's this powerful act of self-respect. You're giving yourself permission to honor your own time, your peace, your emotional needs. And ironically, when you do that, you actually show up better for others when you do choose to say yes, more authentically, more fully.
So how do we get better at it? It feels awkward.
It does at first. Like any skill, it takes practice. Our sources suggest starting small, low-stakes situations. Try saying something really simple, like, I'm actually unable to right now. Thanks for understanding.
And just leave it at that. No long explanation.
Just leave it. Notice how freeing that can feel without the apology or the elaborate excuse.
Okay, I can see that. And maybe asking yourself some questions before automatically saying yes.
That's a great idea. Before you commit, ask, do I really have the time and energy for this? Will this actually add value to my life? Or am I just doing it to please someone else?
Or am I being taken advantage of here?
Good one. And maybe the most important, will saying no to this let me say yes to something more important to me? Or even just yes to resting and recharging, which is vital.
Thinking through those could really shift things.
Consistently asking those questions can fundamentally change how you approach requests. It empowers your choices.
And the payoff for mastering this no muscle seems huge, like better quality work.
Yeah, potentially better career performance because you're more focused. Definitely improved mental well-being.
Preventing burnout.
Cultivating healthier, more honest relationships. Making actual progress on your own goals.
Getting a more realistic sense of what you can handle.
And making space for that crucial self-care we keep talking about. It unlocks so much potential. #VV, weaving self-care into daily life.
Which brings us perfectly to this final, vital piece. Actually weaving self-care into your daily life. This isn't like a luxury item, right? Or something you do only if you magically find extra time.
Absolutely not. It's an essential practice for everyone, no matter how busy you are. Think of it like making regular deposits into your wellness bank account.
I like that analogy. Even small deposits count.
Exactly. Even just 15 or 20 minutes a day can make a huge difference over the long haul. Consistency is key.
And the benefits are real.
Right.
Less stress, less burnout.
Definitely. Measurably better mood, more energy. It demonstrably lessens anxiety and depression symptoms too. Think about exercise. Those endorphins are natural mood boosters. It's a gift you give yourself.
So it's about building that consistent routine, however small.
Precisely. Little by little.
Okay, let's make this super practical. What could this look like day to day? In the mornings.
Sure. Maybe a quick 30-minute workout could be at home, a walk, some Pilates, or even simpler, drink a full glass of water right away. 10 minutes of deep breathing.
Journaling, maybe. Gratitude.
Great ideas. Or having a proper healthy breakfast instead of grabbing something on the run, listening to music that lifts you up, or positive affirmations on your commute. Even just taking 5 extra minutes to dress in a way that makes you feel good. That can shift your whole mindset for the day.
Okay. And during the workday? It feels harder then.
It's often about those boundaries we talked about. Saying no when needed, delegating effectively, but also actively using your breaks. Don't just stay glued to your screen, socialize a bit, or just get up and move your body.
And your workspace itself.
Yeah, arrange it so it feels calming and helps you focus. Make it your sanctuary, not, a cage.
Good point. What about evenings? Winding down.
This is crucial for sleep. Try to go to bed a bit earlier, aim for that 7 to 9 hour sweet spot, read a book, something not work-related, take a real break from screens before bed, spend quality time with family, meditate, journal, watch a relaxing movie, listen to music, maybe even dance around your living room, or connect with friends who genuinely lift you up.
So how do we make this feel natural, like it's part of life, not just another chore on the list?
Great question. 3 quick tips. First, do only what you actually love and what truly helps you relax. Forget what you think you should do. If yoga stresses you out, don't do yoga.
Okay, personalize it.
Yes. Second, start small. Really small. Pick just one or two things to begin with. Consistency beats intensity every time.
Don't try to overhaul everything at once.
Exactly. And third, be flexible. Life happens, you'll miss the day. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just gently pick it back up tomorrow. Celebrate the small wins the days you do manage it.
That feels much more doable.
Because remember that saying, taking care of yourself doesn't mean me first, it means me too. It's about building your capacity to show up fully, authentically, joyfully for yourself, and then for everyone else you care about.
Wow. What an illuminating discussion today. We really went on a journey, didn't we? Started by looking hard at that yes epidemic, unpacking overcommitment, and those deep people-pleasing patterns.
Then we really explore the high price of always saying yes, how it erodes boundaries, stirs up negative feelings, strains relationships, and impacts our actual physical health.
Yeah, and we moved past just the Band-Aids, working faster or constantly prioritizing to look at real long-term solutions.
Right, like the clarity of knowing your enough number, the guidance from clear goals, the freedom that comes with effective delegation, and just the fundamental power of getting organized.
And maybe most importantly, we really dove into the power of no. Understanding it's not selfish, it's essential self-respect. Saying no to others means saying yes to yourself.
Yes. And we tied it all together by looking at how crucial it is to weave that consistent self-care into daily life. Not as a luxury, but as a non-negotiable cornerstone for well-being.
So, as everyone listening reflects on all this, here's a little thought to chew on. What one yes are you ready to bravely turn into a not right now this week? Just one. And what amazing yes to yourself might that courageous little no open up?
Remember, changing your whole approach to work and life, it definitely takes time and patience and effort. But every single step you take, no matter how small it feels, is a real step towards a more balanced, more fulfilling life. One where you are in charge of your choices, not feeling constantly overwhelmed by them.